When Rocksteady, the studio behind the beloved Batman Arkham games, revealed a few years ago that their next project would not be another Batman game, but instead would be Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a live service game set in the Arkham universe, people were rightly concerned. And the more they saw about it, from the gameplay to some of the story interactions, people really had doubts that this was going to be a success. Well, then it launched earlier this year, and not only were people right to be concerned, but this game ended up being a complete and total flop. Most people thought it was a bastardization of a lot of these characters to begin with, and it got destroyed upon its release. And more importantly for the developers, people fled the game. The people that did buy it, that pre-ordered, that were excited for it, whether it was the combat, the mechanics, or the story itself, it really turned a lot of people off. And we saw the result was that Suicide Squad, in just a week or two, lost almost all of their player base. And now as we sit here, several months later, the live service game, which is dependent on people continuing to play it, it's sitting around 128 people playing on Steam right now. And with each and every subsequent DLC that got released, that didn't go over very well either. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's Lesbian Mrs. Freeze Season 2 update bombs with players. Game has lost 95% of players since February. And this led to Warner Brothers actually coming out and saying, yeah, actually, this game was a miserable failure for us. It was a flop, and it's going to severely impact our gaming division. Well, now we're starting to see some of the ramifications of that. Rocksteady suffers layoffs after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League bombs. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was not the massively popular release Rocksteady Studios hoped for. After releasing some incredible Batman titles with the line of Arkham games, the successor to that beloved franchise fell flat. And now it looks like the devs are forced to suffer in the form of layoffs. While we wait for the gaming industry to bounce back, Rocksteady Studios is missing some employees. Thanks to a report from Eurogamer, we're discovering that a slew of layoffs have occurred at Rocksteady Studios. This set of layoffs is tied to the QA department, which was labeled as redundancies. Those redundancies reduced a team of 33 employees in QA to just 15. That's slashing it in half, and I would be highly doubtful that this is the last set of layoffs that we're going to actually see. That's quite a cut, and it seemingly came out of nowhere. Eurogamer noted one employee discovered their job was cut during the middle of their paternity leave. That's rough. Congrats on the new child. You're fired. While the QA department still has 15 employees left, it'll make their jobs far harder as they'll need to take on even more work. And, you know, it sucks for people to lose their jobs, but this is what happens. When you spend years and years and hundreds of millions of dollars developing a game that didn't seem to be what your audience actually wanted it to be, but there were some people that were willing to go along with it, willing to give you a chance after all the great games that you've made in the past, and you deliver them something that is not interesting to them at all. Not only did it seem a little bit disrespectful to some of the characters, and obviously if you're playing as the Suicide Squad, you're fighting the Justice League, you can expect some things might be understandable, but some characters, the way they were treated really turned people off. And then to start introducing all of these characters based on identity politics, a fat, ugly lesbian Mrs. Freeze, what else could you expect but complete and total disaster? We've seen a lot of layoffs in the gaming industry as so many of these big budget games just continue to flop. It does not appeal to the audience and gamers reject it. And this is where you're now sitting. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, flops have ramifications. Losing hundreds of millions of dollars has significant ramifications, and now it looks like some people are losing their jobs. I would not expect the cuts to end here after this massive failure for Rocksteady. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.